This is Groupcast. I'm Anthony. I'm joined today by Jeremy Gothrop. How are you, Jeremy?
Well.
Did you have a good day today?
Sure.
All right. Also joining me today is Lawrence Ewing.
Yay.
Lawrence, you doing all right?
I am also swell.
Okay. So day been going good for you?
It's been a good day. Haven't done much. Got locked out of my closet in my bed. I have been keeping my clothes in my spare bedroom and totally got locked out of it today thanks to a giant piece of wood pressed against the door. So I had to use my Hulk strength and just shatter the door to get in there and get my clothes. That or I cleverly used a piece of steel to pry the thing out of the way, and then I got in. But
one of them sounds better. One of those stories sounds better. So
plus, it makes me seem manlier.
Right, if you just smashed it with your fist?
No, with my face. I just headbutted it and it splintered.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Jordan is not with us today, so there's no introduction for Jordan, but we'll just get right into it.
What we should do is we should just still talk to Jordan like he's here, but we'll just add in sound clips from previous episodes, and we'll just be like, what the heck is Jordan talking about? It's like he's talking about a completely different show. There was no Catwoman in X-Men Days of Future Past.
Or we could just tell everybody at the end that his microphone wasn't working.
That'll work.
Yeah. Sorry, but Jordan's microphone wasn't working today.
Didn't have time to bring out Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Our apologies to Jordan Wiles.
Okay, let's get started here. Marley and Me has a planned sequel for a television series.
Sequel. So, it's just going to be people mourning over the loss of their dog?
Well, it's going to be a few years later, and they get a stray shows up, and they're going to give the dog Marley's collar and leash. And this is going to be a girl dog, but they're just going to call it Marley because they haven't said if it's the same breed or not.
Mm-hmm.
But should be interesting.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the movie. So.
Is he about Animal Planet?
Yes, Animal Planet. I forget who was picking up this lovely piece of work. It might have been Fox or NBC. I don't remember.
It's a mid-season replacement for Gotham.
Could be. Rumor has it, Jenna Malone might be Robin in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. She has met with Snyder. She had told people that it was just because he's a friend from doing Sucker Punch with him. But here recently, it's been confirmed that she will be in the film. They haven't said what role yet, but she's dyed her hair to match the hair color of Carrie Kelly. And that was the Robin in The Dark Knight Returns. So they're pretty sure that she's going to be Robin. Any thoughts on this? Do you want to see her as Robin?
I don't have anything against her. I mean, I think she's a pretty good actress, and I think she could do it. I mean,
she's fine. It's just how many more people are going to put in this movie?
I know, right? Well, gotta have everyone.
I think all the DC announcements are actually just one movie, but they're going to cut it into parts because it's so big.
That could be. Warwick Davis will be in Star Wars Episode 7.
That's not a surprise.
But they haven't really said who he's going to be. I'm sure he'll
just at least 3 or 4 people.
Yeah,
probably.
That's what I was thinking. He'll be someone where you can't see his face, and he'll be someone in a crowd somewhere.
Where you can.
And he'll just be Willow.
He'll be inside of a droid.
Yep.
Yeah, probably. But that's good that he's on there.
They only have to pay him half as much as a regular actor. so they can put him in twice as many roles.
That's terrible.
They'll have Ewoks in the Senate, probably.
Well, yeah, there's a possibility. I was going to say, there's not going to be Ewoks this time around, but...
Oh, yeah.
Gotta have them in the Senate. I believe it was this week, HBO announced HBO Go. It's going to be a streaming service.
Right, which they already have. But what you mean, you can get a subscription just for HBO Go only.
It'll be a standalone service.
Yeah, it's a standalone. So
right now it's in addition to your...
Right.
Well, it's a add-on to your cable subscription.
Right. Oh, is it?
It's just included.
But now you won't have to have cable or satellite.
Right.
You can just get HBO.
Yeah, so...
Which I think is a big move. I think that honestly, I think a lot of people have only been keeping satellite boxes for Game of Thrones and stuff, you know. So I think that this may hit satellite companies and cable companies a lot harder than expected. And I think that hopefully it'll open the door to other channels doing the same. You know, if I could, I almost canceled my satellite this year.
I got an email yesterday from CBS. They're going to do a similar thing.
Oh, really? Cool.
Of course, I haven't seen any places to get it on your TV, but you might be able to Chromecast it or
Right.
something. But $5.99 a month for all CBS shows.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that, I mean, if it's not Roku yet, I'm sure it will be once they, because they're going to want to optimize their profits, of course. But
the HBO thing is only interesting because of the price. Because I think somebody from Time Warner said at one point that they would need at least $20 to do this. That's like 2 years ago, though.
And what did they say?
They haven't announced the price yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think when I tweeted about this, I'm pretty sure I said that this could be a game changer because realistically, there's no reason to have satellite anymore.
Right.
You can watch just about anything on the internet.
Yeah,
or
I
on
mean,
your smart
honestly,
TVs.
and I've talked about this. If I didn't have a young child in my home, I would just cancel my satellite and just buy season passes of every single show that I want to watch and still save about $500 over my satellite bill. It's just that I want him to be able to watch what the kids at school are talking about or whatever.
But not just not just the satellite company. This is going to possibly affect Netflix and Hulu because they don't really have any big competition. But HBO usually has a higher quality of show, and a lot of their stuff isn't on Netflix already. So, I mean, this could also hurt those companies. But I'm in favor of this.
They get Blockbuster movies sooner because of the deals they have. If that changes or not because of them being separate from cable.
Right.
Because they don't have enough shows to have a network.
Right.
To have a standalone thing.
Right, yeah, you're supposed to be able to watch the movies and the shows.
Yeah, on HBO Go you can. Everything that's playing that month, like anytime you can watch on HBO Go.
If they don't change HBO Go and leave it how it is now and just go to where you can only purchase that, I think
it's worth $15 a month probably.
Yeah, because I mean if you're going to add it to your satellite package, it's over 10,
it's
right?
18.
Okay.
On Dish and DirecTV it's 18.
Yeah.
If you do multiple...
I was going to say, you can get a deal a lot of times if you ask for it. But
well,
still,
if you do HBO and Showtime, they're $15 each or something like that. But it's 18 for one.
Right. But with HBO Go, you don't need DVR space, I mean, save that space if you do want to keep both,
And part of it is the HBO is only getting part of that. So if $18 is what you're paying the Dish Network...
Right.
HBO's not getting $18.
Right. They're probably getting...
12 or something.
Yeah.
But the other thing I read that is... HBO doesn't pay for marketing. Their deals with all the companies is every HBO commercial you see on there is paid for by the satellite companies. So they're going to have to fork up some money for marketing if they do this.
Right.
This week, concept art for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was released of Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang. They were originally planned to be in the film, it seems like. I don't think that would have saved it. Did either of you guys watch Ninja Turtles?
I watched it. It was good.
You liked it? I thought it was okay. It had some good parts. I don't think it was nearly as good as the first Transformers, though.
I didn't watch it.
Bebop and Rocksteady wouldn't have made sense, I don't think.
No, not at this stage, anyway.
I think Krang. I mean,
Krang would be cool.
Krang kind of makes... I mean, like I said, I haven't seen it, but like Krang, like if Krang was in it, then that has to like open it up to... interdimensional travel and the Technodrome and all that stuff, like, I don't know, that'd be weird in a movie, I would think. Like, it worked in a cartoon, but...
Now, it wasn't this week, but Ben Affleck, he had asked for the Batsuit from Dawn of Justice, and Warner Brothers told him it would be $100,000. But, apparently, it came out, Robert Downey Jr., while working on the Avengers... had jokingly said that he wanted the A that's seen on Stark Tower at the end, the Avengers A, and they shipped it to him. He wasn't really expecting to get it. He just said, I'd like to have that for my office or something like that. And they shipped it to him. It's over 30 feet high.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's just crazy. So, big difference between Disney and Warner Brothers right there.
Right. Well, to be fair, Disney has enough money they can just throw it at problems until they shut up about it. What? George Lucas won't sell Star Wars? Throw another $1 billion at him.
That's right.
I'm sure they were happy when he gave it all away afterward, too.
Yep.
But no, I think Affleck might get the Batsuit depending on how much money gets made off these films. Okay.
He said it was only $100,000 anyway.
Is it only $100,000?
And what's he getting paid for the movie?
Who knows?
Big deal. Take a tiny pay cut and keep your suit if that's what you want.
Right.
Work out a deal where benefit him at tax time or something, you know? And
yeah, something like that. Okay. Speaking of these movies, Warner Brothers announced several movies that are going to be coming out in the very near future. We all know Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice will be out March 25th of 2016. Then it will be followed by the Suicide Squad movie that we've talked about before. It'll be August 5th, 2016. Their Lego Ninjago movie will come out September 23rd of 2016. And then sometime, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them will be out November 18th, 2016. And that's a type of Harry Potter spinoff that'll be a prequel-ish.
I think just in the same universe, but prior to the movie. It's not leading to...
Not really going to connect in any way.
Yeah.
Are there going to be similar? I mean, is like Dumbledore going to be in it? Have they announced like any characters from the other series that will be in it? I really
don't know. They haven't really said.
I think that movie takes place in North America, or at least partially.
Okay,
so I don't know.
That's fine. I just haven't heard much about it yet. So I'll watch it. I'm not gonna lie. You know,
it's possible. I think it was 30 to 40 years prior to the events of Harry Potter. So
I thought it was sometime, a significant amount of time.
I mean, Dumbledore could easily be in it, but if you wanted, have him go to.
If he wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on, we got Lego Batman will be May 26th of 2017.
I'm actually looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
I like the Lego games and the Lego movie. Their sense of humor, you know, it's usually pretty funny.
Right. Also in 2017, Wonder Woman will be June 23rd, and Justice League Part 1 will be November 10th of 2017. Moving on to 2018, we'll have The Flash, starring Ezra Miller, March 23rd. Aquaman, starring Jason Momoa, July 27th,
Love Jason Momoa. I don't know how he'll do as Aquaman.
Well, we're going to see him in the Justice League, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
At least in a small part. See at least how he's going to look.
And then we will have the sequel to the Lego movie, will be May the 25th of 2018. Sometime that year, the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them will have a second part or a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
2019, we will see Shazam with The Rock playing Black Adam. It'll be April 5th. Justice League Part 2, June 14th of the same year. And then in 2020, we will have Cyborg, starring Ray Fisher. It'll be April 3rd. And a Green Lantern reboot. No word as to who the Green Lantern will be for June 19th of 2020. And sometime that year, there will also be a third Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them. That's announced the entire list that they gave out that I know of. They also said that Superman and Batman will have standalone films sometime between, let's be realistic, it'll be 2017 at the earliest to 2020. I don't think either one of them will have one in 2016.
Have they announced who's going to be Captain Marvel?
No, they have not. And I don't know yet if they're switching because Marvel has the rights to the name Captain Marvel for comic book titles, and in comic books recently they switched Captain Marvel to strictly Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the actual name of the film will be or what the character will be in the film.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't said anything. They're just mostly concerned with The Rock at this point.
Right.
Pretty excited about that. Any thoughts on these? I mean, I know that you had said that you're interested in these Lego movies.
Yeah.
Are you going to go out and see Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I'll watch them all. Honestly, I don't know that I hate that DC just absolutely refuses to include any of their TV shows in their cinematic universe. You know, like let the new Flash be in the Justice League movie. Let the new Flash be in his own movie if they want. You know, I mean, they can work. They don't even have to really explain it on the TV show. You know, it could be in a time where he's not doing something. You know,
for what they make these TV shows for, they can make the movie for $3 or $4 million.
Right.
And it can make 30 or 40 and be okay.
Right.
And then they can still include him in the Justice League part of it, not
right.
Well,
and it'll surely help his TV show. It would surely help the TV show ratings. It'll save you a lot of time having to explain anything because everyone will already know who he is, what his powers are, and all of that stuff.
Have a cast and sets and usually a good longer story, maybe slightly bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Amell
or tie-in, or they could have Henry Cavill come in for 15 minutes of that movie or something, or Ben Affleck or whatever.
Stephen Amell had said that really they can't do it because they shoot for 10 months for the shows.
Right.
But let's see. Justice League Part 1 is 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I heard a rumor that Arrow is only going to last 5 years. That's why it's 5 years worth of flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
That would be more than enough time to include this character because he's already on his 3rd season.
Mm-hmm.
But sadly, they're not going to do it. This casting of Ezra Miller as the Flash kind of indicates that.
He's younger too, isn't he? He looks younger than...
He's 22. I don't know how old is Grant Gustin. I thought he was 22 also.
I mean, I thought he looked smaller.
Right. He does look smaller and younger.
And that's the thing. Why? Just why? Why not? He's already obviously can fill the shoes, He's got his own show.
Right.
And it's going pretty good. I mean, as far as I've heard.
2 episodes and it's been great. The thing that I don't like is that Ezra Miller is so young. I mean, he's interchangeable with Grant Gustin.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why they're doing it like this. I don't know why we didn't get an older Barry for the films. Here's my problem. As best I can tell, Zack Snyder is getting to cast these people. And then the other directors are going to have to deal with his choices. And I don't really like that. I don't think that that's necessarily fair to the other directors,
Mm-hmm. There's no other cast. He's just going to cast the superhero, right? He's probably not going to worry about casting the superhero's best friend or the superhero's parents.
Right.
So he has no idea how they're going to work.
Right. On-screen chemistry.
Yeah.
The thing that concerns me, one, I don't understand why they need a Cyborg movie. I don't get it. I've heard rumor that it's because that's one of Jeff Johns, who he's an official at DC Comics. It's one of his favorite characters.
I was going to say, it could definitely be interesting, Like, they could go a lot of places with it.
But this guy really hasn't done anything. This Ray Fisher,
mm-hmm.
I mean, he hasn't done hardly anything.
Oh, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I don't know. Worries me.
Is he going to be in the other movies?
Yeah, he's going to be in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and he'll be in the Justice League movie. Another thing, they still won't say whether or not Shazam is going to tie into this universe or not. It might be a standalone film. Honestly, looking at this list, the thing that bugs me the most is they said that Justice League would be a part 1 and that it would be a part 2. Part 1 being in 2017 and part 2 2019. Well, in between that, there's 3 superhero movies.
Right.
Like, surely they're going to shoot these back to back if they're truly part 1 and part 2 and not just Justice League and its sequel. I don't understand why we need 3 superhero. Like, they're going to take a time out. Or, I don't know why they just couldn't have pushed those 2 closer together. I don't know why they couldn't have just done it in one movie and then had a sequel. Any thoughts? Any Justice League thoughts?
I don't know. I think it's, I have no opinion on it right now, and I'm going to save my opinion until at least Batman v Superman, because until then we don't even know, like...
If we want any more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or, like, what the tone's going to be, I mean, I assume that it's going to be similar to Man of Steel, but, you throw Batman in there and that could change everything, I mean, I have no clue after Batman v Superman, I may be super excited about a Justice League movie,
Right.
I'll be like, man, I want to see this some more.
No, there was a rumor that Warner Brothers sent out a memo that these films are to include no jokes. And I think that will be the death of these films.
That's why Avengers is so good. I mean, it's... Or even the Marvel movies, like Guardians of the Galaxy. It was hilarious, and it was great, know? And it's...
I understand them not wanting to copy, but still, you got to have at least a couple one-liners in there somewhere.
Yeah, Man of Steel had a few. I mean, the truck, he took the guy's truck from...
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And trashed
but
it.
Not much.
There were a few about, I don't like that, just a little...
Or the he's hotline.
Yeah.
The thing that I am most excited about with these films is Jason Momoa's Aquaman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think he'll be a good Aquaman?
I think I just like Jason Momoa.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen Game of Thrones, but I loved him in Atlantis. You know,
he's 6'4". I mean, he's big.
You could take or leave him in Game of Thrones. I mean, it was good, but he speaks a different language. He dies in the first season.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Tough luck. It's 4 years old. You gotta watch it now.
Right.
No, I clearly with this casting, Aquaman's going to be more of a warrior type,
Right.
and at least I would hope so. So I think that's the best way to present Aquaman in a cinematic universe is to have him be more similar to Wonder Woman.
See, I want it to be Aquaman from Batman: Brave and the Bold. That was my favorite Aquaman.
Where he's adventuring all the time.
He sings a song about every adventure.
Yep.
Writes a book.
I loved Batman: Brave and the Bold. It was great.
Yeah, that was a great Aquaman for that show. I loved that. That was good. But yeah, I'm extremely excited about Jason Momoa being Aquaman, and that's out of all these announcements, that's the only one that I'm really excited about. I think that's the only one of the films that my wife's going to go watch with me too.
We only have a
because
year
of
and a
Jason
half.
Momoa.
We only have a year and a half until he's on the screen in Batman vs Superman.
Has he confirmed that he's in it though?
He should be. If he's working out already with people from it. You know, sure.
Yeah. Did anyone watch The Walking Dead last week?
I did.
Set a new record in ratings. You
Yeah.
did?
For AMC though, not like
For AMC,
Right.
yeah.
Not like,
It's not
not like a real record.
Yeah, not like beat Lost or something. You know.
Right. Did you watch it?
I did not. I actually quit watching Walking Dead in the middle of
you.
last season. I quit watching it during the whole flu thing. I couldn't get past the flu. It just grated on me so bad. I just gave up in the middle of it.
No, I don't blame you one bit. I will say this, though, that for it to have had the higher ratings, it deserved it. It hits the ground running. It was a good episode.
Yeah, it was.
It was very action-packed. Like, honestly, the absolute truth, I expected him to be in that boxcar for half the season. I really did.
Or at least the complex or whatever. Timbers.
I honestly expected him to be there. You know, maybe come in and out of the boxcar, but for them to still be confined to that boxcar for half the season. So this was a nice surprise. I really think things are going to slow down, though, when episode 2 starts. But time will tell. I wanted to say, though, that this will be the last time that I bring up Gotham. Unless something changes. After another horrible episode of Gotham.
So I don't think it's horrible. I think just the bad things make it seem bad. Because, like...
It has many bad parts.
Yeah.
I haven't even watched it yet. That's how little I like the show. It's like I usually can't get to the next week without making time to watch the shows that I consistently watch.
Yeah, for me, Arrow, Flash, I watch them same night.
Watch
like,
those.
I have to watch
Supernatural. Watched A to Z, which is just okay. Watched Forever, which I really like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a good show. I like it. But yeah, I watched it the next day, I think, but...
I didn't watch it till Friday.
Yeah, you even waited to watch it.
Well, I just couldn't get to it, and I didn't get to watch anything. I didn't watch Blacklist or Person of Interest this week.
No,
But,
Blacklist was good.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I watched it, yeah. Because I can watch it Sunday night. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about work or...
Yeah. That's the only thing I hate about... We record our podcast on Sunday. Is that
Yeah.
We don't get it. By the time we record the next one, we usually don't talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine too much because it aired so long ago.
I love it.
It is funny.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's one of the funniest shows on TV for sure.
I think I only watch like 3 comedies right now, and that's the best one.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The League, and New Girl.
New Girl and
New Girl's hilarious.
Oh yeah, is the middle still any good?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's one of those that I've never. I mean, I consistently watched through season 1, and then I would DVR it and just catch up in the off time from then on. But I've kind of lost it. When I moved, I missed some episodes, so I don't have them all, so I can't get caught up. So.
It's not really something you need to catch up on, I don't think. I mean, not that much happens. It's just kind of funny.
I'm just a
You
weirdo.
know, yeah.
Very anal.
Yeah.
So
I understand. I try that too. I usually don't watch. If I can't catch up, I don't watch.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's pretty. I mean, it's consistently funny. It's not like gotten better or worse. I think it's about the same.
Mm-hmm.
what was Gotham this week? Was this the vigilante with the balloons?
No, that was last week.
Oh, that was last week.
I did watch that one.
When the Penguin killed his own.
Oh yeah,
his own coworkers.
When he's like, "Here, eat this poison."
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't bring one for myself. I mean, it just so bad, and they just hit you over the head with it. Like, oh, he's a bad guy. He's about to do something bad. Here it comes. You know?
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me much as the Bruce Wayne.
The Bruce Wayne is pretty bad.
I'd be okay
I'm
with
not
this.
just picking on him. I mean, there are several
it's
parts
the
of the show.
But I would be okay if they checked in with him, like just him and Alfred. My biggest part is Gordon going to consult him about ongoing investigations.
Right.
No, he's like 10.
Right.
You should not be talking about crime with him. You shouldn't be around him.
Yeah. That's true.
I still have hope for it, though. You know, that's the thing is, like, I like Bullock and I like Detective Gordon enough that I think the show could be amazing. I just think that it's going to take a little bit to get settled in, and I think that this heavy-handedness hopefully is just an in the beginning thing. You know, like I get that you're going to use season 1 to set up your show. You know, I will give you the season to do that. So I'm kind of reserving judgment. I just hope that it changes.
They only had 6 or 7 episodes done when it started. So hopefully they'll hear some feedback about we hate Bruce Wayne. and
either don't show him or show him less or show him once every 3 episodes.
Or isolate him to where it's just him in innocent moments or not him trying to solve his parents' crime at 10 years old.
Right, exactly.
He should be brooding about this and coming to this conclusion in 15 years.
Instead of the week after.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm going to be a hero. No, I'm not saying that I'm giving up on the show at this point. I'm giving up talking about it because until it gets better, I'm not going to talk about it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I could have done without the first season. This second season I really like. So, I mean, sometimes it just takes a while for a show to turn around for me.
Yeah. See, like, I didn't like the last few episodes of the last season, and I haven't really enjoyed the new season that much yet, but I haven't watched the new episode either. That's another one.
I'm missing that one.
But yeah, so just for me, I don't care if anybody else wants to bring it up. I'm just not going to purposely bring up Gotham just because it makes me feel bad watching it.
Mm-hmm.
There's parts I really like, Gordon and Bullock together, and their crime part. That's actually what the whole show is.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, if it was just what it was pitched as, then I think it would be great. But they've turned it into a Batman-less Batman show.
Right.
Is all they've done.
I like the Penguin for the most part, but him poisoning his own crew.
What was the cannolis or whatever?
Yeah, that was kind of...
Hey, try some of this.
But I like him, the fact that he's going to try to get back at Fish and...
Right.
That stuff coming looks kind of interesting.
Right, yeah, it's just that they I don't know, they take these moments to just throw in the cheese factor. And I just don't like it. Okay, moving on to our next topic. X-Men Days of Future Past.
This is probably the last of our summer movies that we're getting to now. I think everything else is done.
It'll be a while before Guardians of the Galaxy comes out.
Which we talked about that theatrically, but the Blu-ray doesn't come out till December 9th, I think.
Yeah. So
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is the only other one, big one really.
Yeah, we'll probably need to talk about that.
It comes out December 2nd, so.
Oh, that'll be a while then.
Yeah. But nothing else really, summer-wise, is coming out. The only thing we didn't talk about was Transformers. And
yeah, why bother?
Yeah. If you like that, I'm sorry.
If you're into that sort of thing.
Did you watch, what was it, Honest Trailers or something for it? Was it the one where it's like, watch as Mark Wahlberg tells you he's an inventor 15 times or something like that?
I haven't watched it yet. I wouldn't even do that much. That was more time than I wanted to dedicate to the film.
That show, Honest Trailers for Transformers is good.
I'll have to think about checking it out.
Terrible.
Then. Okay. So X-Men Days of Future Past.
The X-Men 3 that should have been.
The X-Men 3 that should have been. I'll just say that I think that this is the best X-Men film that they've done.
It's hard to say that just because X-Men 2 was so good, I think.
X-Men 2 is good.
Was very good.
I think it's just so refreshing after seeing 3 and X-Men Origins Wolverine, the story of Logan.
Yeah.
It was after seeing those two, after X-Men 2 going to those two movies and then going back to this, I think if you looked at them in a vacuum, I think X-Men 2 is probably still better.
I don't know. I like now going back to X-Men First Class. Originally, I had thought that it was going to be a fresh start, and then the movie came out, and it clearly was not a fresh start for the X-Men franchise.
Well, what, you mean Days of Future Past?
No, First Class.
Okay.
This, though, Days of Future Past helped tie everything together, and I think it worked so well starting out in the future and stitching the two franchises together, and then taking out all the bad and the mistakes by fixing the time stream of X-Men 3.
And that's all it was. I mean, seriously, let's be honest. All it was a movie to
an apology
to say that X-Men 3 never happened.
Yeah. Right. We wanted to say that we're sorry about X-Men 3.
Sorry about Brett Ratner.
And let's move forward.
Sorry about that executive at Fox who didn't want Bryan Singer to work on X-Men 3.
Right. But to be fair, if Bryan Singer would have known that Superman Returns was going to be so bad, he probably would have stayed for X-Men 3.
You'd have thought he'd have been on the inside of that, though. He would have known that it was going to be so bad. Anyway. Now, again, going back to the Wolverine, the teaser scene in it, you have Charles Xavier and Magneto confronting him, telling him that they need his help. And then that's the last we see of these characters until Days of Future Past. How far in the future is it? Because the Wolverine looked kind of present day, and Iceman and Rogue don't really show any age. You know, Wolverine shows age, and he's, of all of them, he's the one that shouldn't. He has a little gray in the future, but how far in the future are they? Do they establish that?
I don't think they do they?
No.
They don't give a date?
Well, I mean, you know, it was always...
I mean, is this next week when it starts?
In the near future, right? Isn't that how they all started? Future,
the near-ish? Okay.
They have Sentinels, and they're planning Sentinels.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Yeah.
So, okay.
But the only thing that bothers me... I mean, not the only thing that bothers me, but one of the things that bothers me about Days of Future Past is, obviously, I think that people have talked about it, Professor Xavier dies in X3. I mean, I get the end. Is it after credit sequence or was it just the last scene?
Last scene, where after credits.
Okay, where he came back and said Moira. You know,
right?
Like,
but he's in
was he Patrick Stewart? Was it his twin brother that he happened to inhabit? I mean,
clone. They said it was a coma patient, right?
Yeah.
I can only assume
no consciousness, basically, right? Mm-hmm. So
that he somehow had plastic surgery done to this man.
To look like an old man.
What happened
to look like Xavier. And he also happened to be paralyzed.
I was going to say he inhabited this guy's body and then just immediately started just downing Earl Grey tea until his body naturally took the Patrick Stewart look.
That could be it. They didn't really get into that. I mean, he just shows up in Wolverine.
Exactly.
Like, here he is.
Just unexplained. That's why it bothered me a little bit. Like, hold on. You were dead. I remember watching you die.
It shows you the lack of respect they had for X3.
I get it. Yeah, X3 was awful. But all I'm saying is don't include Xavier in the beginning, you know, and
unless you explain how he make up something.
Right. Yeah.
It's
a throwaway line, or two could have
a minute of dialogue at most.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because, it easily could have been explained at the end when they undid the whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, it's like, oh, glad to see your Xavier. You're in your normal body now. Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake, I feel. I'm not a big X-Men guy.
Oh, or I guess it could have been Charles. Like, he actually looked like the other guy, but he, projected this image, you know, on himself.
And even that would have been...
Exactly.
They could have explained that.
Yeah, exactly. Or had him look in the mirror at one point and he'd be someone else. You know, that would have been easy.
Right. I'm not a big X-Men fan. I didn't even have plans on seeing this in theaters, to be honest with you. But the thing that I got most excited about was when they announced it was going to be X-Men Apocalypse was going to be the follow-up. And Apocalypse is by far my favorite X-Men villain. By far. So I had to watch it. And then they even said, oh, we got a post-credit scene tease. So I had to go see it for that.
So you got kind of a chubby whenever the post-credit scene came up.
Except he was like a little kid.
Right. So. You're like, oh, this guy will eventually be...
This guy will eventually be awesome.
But yeah. We're supposed to make Apocalypse and the next Wolverine movie back-to-back, possibly.
Oh, really?
And that'd be the end of the X-Men.
Altogether?
Yeah.
They're not going to bring the other team back?
They're going to do something else in the future, I think. I heard this be Apocalypse would be the last First Class movie.
Right, I knew it was going to be the last First Class movie, but I thought they were going to go back to Singer's original team after that. Are they not?
I hadn't heard that they're going to be done.
I wish they would. Just because X-Men 3 was so bad, I would like to see them all together one last time as a good team. But
have all of them, not just Storm floating there for 2 minutes on screen.
Right. I don't know. I don't know that I care how much they're in the film, just that they're all a team again. And it'd be nice to get Nightcrawler back. I'm not excited about Channing Tatum's Gambit.
I don't know. I'm reserving judgment on that too. That dude. I like him. Yeah.
Especially Magic Mike.
Especially, yeah. Have you seen Magic Mike? Man, he was awesome in that. I haven't seen it.
Oh man. So yeah, there's that. There's the Channing Tatum Gambit. We'll see where that plays out. There's rumors that he'll be in the Apocalypse movie, but nothing's confirmed yet. And no word yet if Hugh Jackman will be in it or not.
I hope hard to. If they're going to be young, it'd be hard to.
Right.
Have Hugh Jackman?
Well, I guess he was alive then too, but
yeah,
he was kind of on his own at that point. So, no, because
they've changed the timeline.
Yeah, because she took him.
I just hope that.
Yeah, who knows if he'll get adamantium this time around?
Oh, he'd better. I hate Bone Cloth so much.
Yeah,
but I think it would be awesome if Channing Tatum was in the next X-Men movie as Gambit. But he had it. Did you guys watch 22 Jump Street?
Not yet.
Oh, well, have you seen the trailers where he's trying to talk in his Mexican voice? He's like, "My name's Jeff." Just he talked like that the whole movie.
That's his Cajun voice?
His Cajun accent was just very similar to that. Mon ami!
Yeah, that would be all right to listen to, I believe. Anything else on the Days of Future Past?
I thought it was great. I think whatever Apocalypse looks like, I mean, if it's continued from that, I'll watch it. It was excellent. I'm glad to see Bryan Singer back to the X-Men.
I want to see the timeline again. Like he loses his adamantium claws in the Wolverine, but he has adamantium claws in Days of Future Past.
Right.
So, Days of Future Past happens concurrently with
that was prior to
or prior
that
to
was before,
but I don't know, weird. It's just weird that. So does this undo what happened in the Wolverine too? Then
I would assume so. Yeah.
So no, I mean just clean slate. X-Men 1 and 2 may have never happened now.
Exactly. Yeah, that was my understanding.
Okay. See, I thought it was just wiping out 3.
No, it was mostly just to wipe out 3. But it was an apology. It really was.
They had to wipe out 1 and 2 to wipe out 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But she took him at the end. Who knows what she wants to do with him? So
right.
Yeah.
Mystique took him at the end, and she was claiming to be
Trask.
Yeah. So I mean,
no, not Trask. Who was it?
Well, she was what's his face? I
can think of who he was though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always Trask and
Stryker.
Yes.
William Stryker.
Good grief. Yeah. I always do that. Whenever I picture Stryker, I think Trask. It's just, I've always been that way. I don't know why.
Maybe they were drawn similar in the X-Men cartoon on Fox. I don't remember. That's how I know the names, is because I grew up with that.
Me too.
Cartoon.
So, I mean, whatever Mystique's going to do with him could be, she could make it similar to what happened enough that the movie still happened the way they were.
Or, she could just be letting him go and then he still winds up with
Stryker tracking him down.
The miracle mind erasing bullet going through his brain.
Yeah.
Because they should really have apologized for the X-Men Origins also. That was a pretty bad movie.
Yeah.
I was glad to see that they used so much footage from the other films and Wolverine's little flashbacks and all that. That was nice. Nice little touch.
I didn't hate X-Men Origins Wolverine. I mean, I hated parts of it, and I hated the way that they can't be consistent as far as what his claws look like, Yeah. But I really hated Deadpool. If that movie would have had a completely different ending, I think I would have liked it a whole lot better. But
made some random mutant instead of Deadpool.
Right.
Yeah. But that was the only part I didn't like about it, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. They just did it for the name recognition. And then apparently didn't check any of the source material. Right. Yeah.
So like Brett Ratner.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's the exact same.
These writers claim to love comic books.
Yeah.
I still hold it against Jessica Alba that she said at the 2006 MTV Movie Awards that X-Men 3 rocked.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's just because she was still working on the Fantastic Four. So she was sucking up to somebody else at Fox.
Right.
But
Oh yeah, the Fox has a new Fantastic Four, and there were rumors of a shared cinematic universe there. But I think the last thing I read said that if they're in a world full of mutants, why are they fantastic?
Yeah.
So I think that kind of took that out of the mix, which I'm okay with that. But I think that's going to wrap it up for us. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and like and subscribe on YouTube. Peace out.
See you.
Bye-bye.